up, y'all? It's your boy Mr. Cheap Sense here. Not doing too much right now. Washing clothes and actually sitting here watching my squad, Alabama, beat up on Southern Miss. And to all the Alabama haters out there, especially the ones at my day job at the hospital that always be complaining and crying, talking about how easy our schedule is. First of all, we don't make the schedule, we just play. So if you got a problem with our schedule and the conference we're in or whatever the case may be, just join the committee so you can make our schedule. I can't help it. You guys come to work and you jump all over me saying y'all beating up on all these scrub squads and all this kind of stuff. Y'all might as well be playing high school teams. Bruh, I don't make the schedule. I place bets, we win them. That's all I do. But I can't even bet against these guys at the hospital because, for one, I made a bet last year, or some bets last year with some people. Came up to like $40 worth of bets I made, and only one person out of all them people was man enough to try and hold up his end of the bet, and he actually only gave me half of what he owed. He owed me 20. He paid me 10, but I had to hawk him down every day to get that. And then once everybody else decided they wasn't gonna pay, I just told him don't worry about it. Shit, it is what it is. So when you get people like that, you know, I don't deal with people like that anymore. I don't make bets, and if I did make a bet, you best believe this time if I make a bet, it's gonna be in writing. Trust me. But anyway, yesterday, or last night rather, I ended up going to my son's football game. And even though they got their asses whooped 77-0, I was still proud of my son. They have him on I think special teams and also the defensive line, and he did pretty good. Their quarterback, he's not seasoned. I don't want to sit here and say he sucks because these young kids, they have to learn. But a lot of mistakes I saw that they need to correct. One is the quarterback, for me, is too short. He can't even see over the defense. It was several times last night that he had wide open men, and he chose to either try to run the ball after he didn't see a pass option, or they just kept getting blitzed all night. Like the offensive line, the defensive line for the opposing team, they just obliterated the line. Like, that quarterback didn't have a chance. They kept stripping the ball from him. He would pass the ball to the other team, and they would just keep scoring touchdowns. And you know, it was really a travesty last night. It was, but I made the most of it. It was a funny game to me. My son was a little disappointed. He don't quite understand the whole concept of sports yet. I tried to, instill in him because I was a heavy basketball fan. I played basketball when I was in school, and when you get down to garbage time and they put in the second string or they put in JV so they can get some playing time, my son got pissed because he was like, they don't even know the offense. Well, son, you didn't know the offense when you first started playing. So, I mean, what's the difference? I mean, everybody has to get a chance to play. So, it is what it is, but he has things he needs to work on also. So I'm not going to sit on here and make it seem like my son is a star or this, that, and the other. He has a lot of work to do also. But I am proud of him for taking the initiative to sign himself up for football. Me and his mom aren't together. We're divorced. But regardless to the fact, I support my kids in whatever they choose to do. And I'm proud of him regardless whether he's a superstar or he's just an average player. I'm still proud of him, and my daughter, because she's working now. Even though it's only at McDonald's, she wanted a job. She went out and got one, and she got that from me. I can't speak for anybody else, but I've always been a hard worker, and it is what it is. But enough of that. The fragrance I wore last night, I wanted to try and wear it and see how it was going to perform. And I was highly disappointed. And the fragrance I actually wore last night is this guy. This is the Creed Himalaya that I was sent. And for some strange reason, I didn't get any performance out of this. The first time I sprayed this on, when I first got it to wear it to my second job just to test it, as time went on, it did started smelling pretty damn good, because I was skeptical about if this is fake or, you know, if it's been tampered with or whatever. Seems to be a decent amount in here. I can't tell how much because I can't see through the bottle, but it's so light. And compared to the decant that I have of a clone of this, that clone is way better than this one, than the original. So I don't know what the deal is with this. I'm not trying to sit here and say that the person that gave me this is a scam artist or anything like that. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying something about this just isn't right to me. It just doesn't perform. I was inside my vehicle. Normally when you spray on a fragrance, even if it's just one of those average designer fragrances, you still gonna be able to smell it even inside your vehicle. It's gonna fill up, you know, the volume of the vehicle. This one, I couldn't even smell it in my car. My kids got in and I asked them could they smell me, and they couldn't even smell me unless you got real close to my skin. And then it was very faint at that. And I sprayed this on heavy as hell. So whatever the deal is with this, I'm highly disappointed. And I may just use this up just to get rid of it. But I'm not really a fan of this particular Creed. I don't know if this is, you know, like I said, a fake bottle. And I'm also getting leakage right now coming out the top as I was just shaking it. And you can see it, like right here. It's kind of hard to see, but it's running down right there. That's leakage coming from underneath the cap here. So I don't know what the deal is with that. Something in my eye. But this particular one I am disappointed in. So it has a pretty good atomizer. And like right now, I'm smelling it. It's just real faint. It smells good. Even with me waving it around, I'm barely picking it up. It smells good. It's just, it's so faint. Like I don't know when I could wear this. Like maybe wearing it to bed or something like that. But maybe a close encounter type scent. But I'm not impressed with that one. Whatever the deal is with that one, I have no idea. And like I said, I'm not trying to call the person who sent me this a scammer, or maybe something happened to it. I don't know. Maybe this is just a light fragrance and whatever the case may be. But I wasn't satisfied with that yesterday. I wore that to a football game and it was cool outside last night. So fall is trying to creep in here on us. And once I sprayed this on and I got up the road and I said to myself, damn, I wish I would have sprayed on something heavier. Maybe like Valentino Uomo or Bentley for Men Intense or Pure Tonka or, you know, Club de Nuit. Something heavier. Like right now, it's starting to fade away. I don't know. But anyway, that's what I wore last night to the football game. And these three fragrances, if you guys remember, and gals, came in from Sensual Obsessions, and I think these were the first three that I was ever sent from this house. And this one is Bleecker Street. I don't know what this one is. It just says Sensual Obsessions on it. It doesn't have a label or anything. And the last one is Straight to Heaven. And I remember him saying in my initial first impression, I said that I couldn't smell them. They didn't smell strong. One of them, I think I didn't smell hardly anything. And he said I had to let them sit and cure. So they've actually been sitting in my refrigerator since then. It's been probably about 2 weeks now, if not a little longer. I may give these maybe another week or so. I'm going to just not put them back in the refrigerator. I'm going to leave them out so they can get, some of this, not the refrigerated curing, but just regular air in the room. Room temperature is what I was looking for. Room temperature, just to see what happens. And I'll come back to these. But the ones he sent me afterwards, with the exception of maybe a couple of these that I smelled and they didn't smell like much, or I didn't smell anything, I'll have to give those some time to maybe cure also. But the two favorites of mine was the Andy Warhol and the Lime in the Sky. Two of the best that I have so far from Sensual Obsessions. And I actually got a friend request from the guy, and I can't remember his name off top, but I finally got to put a face and a name with the Sensual Obsessions logo, and he seems like a pretty cool dude. It's actually the owner, from what it said in his description of himself on Facebook. So that was pretty cool. Me and him talked a little bit a couple of days ago, and we talked fragrance and stuff like that, and we talked everyday stuff. So not everything is always about fragrances when I talk to people. Sometimes people just, talk to me. I'm just easy to get along with, and I'm a great listener. Sometimes I do tend to give good advice, but for the most part, I'm reachable. I'm accessible. People can walk up to me and talk to me. People can call me. People can message me, and I always respond. Not throwing any shade towards any of the other reviewers, because I know once you hit a certain status and you have like 50K or how many ever subscribers that you have, it's kind of hard to respond to each and every comment and message and all that good stuff, and you always got things going on and people always constantly messaging you and this and that. So I understand that aspect, but when you can respond to some of your fan base, I was talking to a subscriber the other day, and he said that he was kind of disappointed because he reached out a couple of times to Big Beard Business, and he said he never responds to him. And he said it kind of made him feel like he's not worthy, or he's not something he said to that effect. And I told him, I said, man, don't stress it. I said, trust me, when I first started, I was reaching out to some of these top reviewers, and I didn't always get responses either. Yeah, they may respond to your comment, but it may only be a thumbs up or a heart sent to you that, they love what you said or something. Sometimes they did respond just to answer your question, but maybe not talk to you per se. Don't never feel like you're not worthy because somebody don't respond to you. There are always reasons why. We don't always know those reasons, but I just chalk it up to sometimes some of these other reviewers just get so many comments and so many messages that it's hard for them to get back to everybody or respond to everybody. So they just be like, I'm just not even going to worry about it. Me personally, as many comments and responses and whatever I get from people, I do my best to respond to each and every person. I hate doing one word answers to people, but sometimes that's just what happens. I don't always have the correct response for everything, so I just, hit you with the thanks or I appreciate it or something like that. Don't get discouraged. Don't get disappointed. Don't ever feel like you're not worthy of somebody's response. Sometimes it happens. Don't get butthurt about it. It's not that serious. Because if they don't respond to you, your boy will. Trust me. Anyway, that's just something I meant to bring up a couple of days ago. I know me and this guy talk a lot. He always messages me and asks me about fragrances and stuff like that. So it's a pretty cool guy. I think he's wanting to get into doing reviews also, and I don't see nothing wrong with it. Do what you do, my friend. There are a lot of people who are looking into starting to get into the game. I don't see nothing wrong with it. There's more than enough room for, newcomers in this also. I know a lot of the bigger name reviewers sometimes don't like it because it gets crowded. But it is what it is, man. I mean, you can't stop somebody from using their camera or their equipment and jumping on YouTube and doing their own reviews. Hate it or love it, it's going to happen regardless. Just like I came into the game unannounced. I just barged my way in. Luckily, people took liking to my channel. But there are other people out there who have way better fragrances than I do. And maybe are better at speaking and talking about fragrances than I am. And I understand that. TLTG is another one. Came out of nowhere. Surpassed me like I was standing still. I was checking my my subscribers versus his maybe a week or so ago, and I was still up on him, and now he's already over 1,000. I'm just at 900 and something. So it is what it is. I understand also that his content is a little bit better than mine. He speaks about fragrances a little bit better than I do, and he also has other networking systems that he goes through, like Facebook and all this kind of stuff. And I don't have a Facebook fragrance group or whatever that I have on my own. I subscribe to other people's stuff, and like I said, I'm not in this for reasons that most other people are in this. I just do it just because. I mean, I like fragrances. I'm not one of those guys who is outspoken when it comes to fragrances. I don't really care about note breakdowns like I used to be. And a lot of my subscribers don't really give two shits about note breakdowns and stuff. That's why I stopped doing them, because people was like, bro, we don't really care about note breakdowns. Just tell us what you think. And that's what I started doing. So it is what it is. What works for this person may not work for the next person. I'm cool with that. I understand that. But anyway, like this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. If you don't like the video, make sure you hit the thumbs down video. It lets YouTube know whether I'm doing a great job or I'm doing a piss poor job. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Tell a friend to tell another friend. Tell your cousin, your aunt, uncles, your mama, your daddy, your granddaddy, whoever, your pastor. Let them know, hey, if you're into fragrances, I got a guy named Mr. Cheap Sense out there. He's a pretty good dude. Subscribe to his channel. Make sure you ring the bell for notifications. Hit all so you can get all video uploads. No matter what it is that I upload, you'll get notification that I just posted something. And that's about it. Oh, one other thing. Check out a lot of these other reviewers. Don't just direct all the attention to one certain person just because y'all like my channel. Check out some of these other guys also. My guy Sam Broom, check him out. Scent Nation, Scentatar. Who else? Georgia Gent is another newbie coming into the game. He's got 2 or 3, I think, videos. He's the one I did the video the other night, the surprise video, and I gave him 60 bottles of cologne versus what he gave me, an envelope of decants and like 4 bottles of other fragrances. Pretty cool guy. Check him out. Subscribe to his channel. Make sure you like the video if you like it. If you don't like it, make sure you hit the thumbs down button. I say the same for everybody. If you don't like it, hit that thumbs down button. If you love it, hit that like button. TLTG, check him out. Mr. Miami Cuddles, check him out. I mean, I'm shouting out everybody. I don't give a shit whether they like me, they don't like me. We're all in the same game. It is what it is. Big Beard Business, check him out. Cuba Knows, Brooklyn Fragrance Lover, Steven at Redolescence, Ash from Gent Sense, E from Simply Put Sense, Tiff Benson, Robes 08, which is the grandfather or godfather of fragrance reviews. Check out Joy Amin, and which I don't really watch too many of his videos as of lately because a lot of the content is the upper echelons of fragrances that he's been reviewing and not the more inexpensive stuff. I tend to do that also. If I know I don't want to spend that kind of money, I'm not going to sit and watch these videos. If somebody is reviewing a Creed fragrance, why am I going to sit and watch it and I know I'm not going to go out and buy it? So I don't have to go online and talk shit about fragrances or fragrance channels. If I don't like content, I just don't watch it. Simple as that. It's not hard. People go on here and they get butthurt about certain situations and certain colognes and reviews. And when people give their opinion, it's not that serious. If you don't like the content, just don't say nothing. Don't watch it. Or if you just want to take it to the extreme, just unsubscribe from their channel. It's simple as that. It doesn't matter to me. It's not going to kill me if somebody doesn't watch my content. Because first of all, if you don't watch it, how the hell do I even know if you watched it or not? I don't. So it doesn't matter. But anyway, I'm not going to stay on here all day with this foolishness. If I do something today, I think I'm supposed to be going to the Shrimp and Grits Festival over on Jekyll Island today. I may do a review over there. I might take 2 colognes over there just to do a comparison to see if people like it or not. Who knows? We'll see what happens. I may do it, I may not. But whatever the case may be, even if I don't do that video, I will do one letting you guys know what I wore, if I wore anything over there. This has been your boy, Mr. Cheap Sense, checking out. Here's to smelling great. Peace.